Can you imagine a life where student debt doesn't dictate your every financial decision? It's a sobering thought, isn't it? The reality is that student debt is a heavy weight that many of us are carrying. Like an unwanted guest, it often shows up uninvited, influencing our choices and shaping our futures. But what if there was a way to manage this burden more effectively? Understanding student loans and their policies is the first step towards taking control. It's about knowing the rules of the game so you can play it better. The more you know, the better equipped you are to make informed decisions. Decisions that could potentially save you thousands of dollars in the long run. Student debt doesn't have to be a life sentence. With the right tools and knowledge, it can be managed, reduced, and maybe even eliminated. So buckle up. Today we will navigate the complex world of student loans together. In 2024, student loan policies have seen some significant changes. It's a new ballgame now, and the rules have been redefined. Let's dive into the details and get to grips with these latest policies. First on the list, repayment plans. Some of you might be familiar with the 4 federal repayment plans: standard, graduated, extended, and income-driven. Now there's an addition to the family, the pay-as-you-earn plan, or pay for short. This plan caps your monthly student loan payments at 10% of your discretionary income. It's like a breath of fresh air for those whose loan payments are squeezing their wallets dry. Next up, interest rates. In the past, these were as unpredictable as the weather, but now they're fixed for the life of the loan. That's right, no more fluctuations keeping you up at night. The current rate for undergraduate loans is around 3.75%, while graduate loans hover around 5.3%. And on to the big one, loan forgiveness programs. The Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, or PSLF, has been revamped. Now, after making 120 qualifying payments, the rest of your loan can be forgiven if you're working full-time for a qualifying employer, typically a government or nonprofit organization. And there's also the Teacher Loan Forgiveness Program, aimed at educators serving in low-income schools. But wait, there's more. The latest addition to the loan forgiveness programs is the Borrower Defense to Repayment. This offers loan forgiveness to students who were misled by their schools about the cost and quality of education. It's a ray of hope for those feeling defrauded by their educational institutions. Of course, these policies are not one-size-fits-all solutions. Each borrower's situation is unique, and what works for one may not work for another. It's essential to do your homework, explore all your options, and make an informed decision. Understanding these policies can be your first step towards financial freedom. So, embrace these changes, stay informed, and remember, managing your student loan is not about surviving, it's about thriving. Now, let's talk about turning this knowledge into action. First off, let's dive into budgeting. It might sound like a dull topic, but it's the backbone of any successful repayment plan. Budgeting is about knowing your income and expenses like the back of your hand and then allocating a portion of that income to your student loans. It's about making informed decisions, and trust me, it's a lot more satisfying to pay off your debts when you know exactly where your money is going. Next up, making extra payments. If you're fortunate enough to have some spare cash at the end of the month, consider making an additional payment towards your student loan. Even a small amount can make a big difference over time. Think of it as fast-forwarding to a future where you're free from student loan debt. But remember, always check with your loan servicer to confirm that extra payments are applied to the principal and not just the interest. Now let's explore the world of consolidation options. This is when you combine multiple student loans into one, ideally with a lower interest rate. It can simplify your payments and potentially save you money. However, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Some borrowers might lose certain benefits from their original loans, so it's essential to do your homework before making this move. And the most crucial part of all? Creating a repayment plan that suits your financial situation. There's no right way to repay your loans. What matters is finding a strategy that works for you. Whether it's sticking to the standard 10-year plan, opting for an income-driven plan, or choosing a graduated repayment plan, the key is to make consistent payments that are manageable for you. In the end, managing student loans is a journey. It's about finding a balance between paying off your debts and living a fulfilling life. It may take time, it may require sacrifices, but with a solid plan and a bit of determination, you can navigate this journey successfully. Remember, the goal is not just to repay your loans, but to do so in a way that allows you to enjoy life. You might think, this sounds great, but does it actually work? Let me assure you it does. Let's delve into some real-life success stories of those who've triumphed over student debt. First up is Jane, a psychology graduate. Saddled with a hefty loan, Jane was initially overwhelmed. But she wasn't one to be defeated easily. She implemented a strict budget, cut out non-essential expenses, and started a side gig as a freelance writer. With her newfound income and disciplined spending, Jane managed to pay off her loan in just 6 years. Next, meet Sam, a passionate photographer who graduated with an art degree. Sam's story is a testament to the power of loan consolidation. With loans from multiple lenders, Sam was juggling various interest rates and due dates. However, by consolidating his loans, he was able to manage a single monthly payment with a lower interest rate. This strategy not only simplified his payments, but also saved him a significant amount of money in the long run. Then, there's Lisa, a history major. Lisa capitalized on the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Working for a nonprofit organization, she made 120 qualifying payments and got the remainder of her loan forgiven. This allowed her to focus on her passion for social work without being burdened by debt. Finally, consider the case of Alex, a computer science graduate. Alex chose an income-driven repayment plan, which adjusted his monthly payments according to his income and family size. This plan ensured that he was never out of his depth, making his loan repayment manageable and stress-free. These stories highlight the diversity of strategies available for managing student debt. Each individual found a method that worked best for their situation, lifestyle, and career path. And remember, they were once in the same boat as you, staring at a mountain of debt, feeling uncertain about the future. But with determination, resourcefulness, and a little bit of financial savvy, they turned their debt stories into success stories. These stories show that with the right approach, managing student debt is more than possible. Handling student debt doesn't mean you have to live a life devoid of joy. This statement might seem counterintuitive, but it's a truth that we need to embrace. You see, a balanced life is not about completely eliminating debt before you can start enjoying life. Rather, it's about learning to manage debt in such a way that it doesn't strangle your happiness. Now let's talk about how exactly we can strike this balance. The first step is to understand that budgeting isn't just about cutting costs. It's about making conscious decisions on where your money goes. So, allocate a portion of your budget to things you enjoy. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a dinner at your favorite restaurant, or just a good book. Budgeting for fun is a necessity, not a luxury. After all, what's the point of working hard if we can't enjoy the fruits of our labor? However, while budgeting for fun, it's also crucial to prioritize your mental health. The stress of juggling financial responsibilities can take a toll on your mental well-being, which in turn can affect your ability to manage your finances effectively. So, ensure you're taking time to unwind, engage in activities that make you happy, and seek support when needed. Remember, mental health is wealth. But here's the catch. Balancing financial responsibility and life enjoyment isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It's a personal journey that requires introspection and adjustment. It's about finding what works for you, and that might take some trial and error. So don't be too hard on yourself if you don't get it right the first time, and don't be afraid to make changes when necessary. The bottom line is this: managing student loans is indeed a journey, not a sprint. It's about learning to navigate the financial landscape with grace and resilience. And with the right tools and mindset, you can cross the finish line without sacrificing your happiness. So, don't let the weight of student loans rob you of the joy of living. Instead, embrace the challenge and remember that financial responsibility and life enjoyment can and should coexist.